I guess it's hearts all over the world tonight. I said it's hearts all over the world tonight. Well, we kind of hope that it's some hearts over there in Ohio. All right. We are headed there for Love is Blind season 10. And let us have our fingers crossed that this season is a much, much better season than last season. I know a lot of people may be expecting a lot because they have made it to season 10. But I don't know, because these people always surprise us with something, okay? It's always something. So we'll see if they're going to have any couples to make it to the end and actually get married, unlike last season. We shall see. What I want to do now, I want to get into meeting the cast, right? I want to get into the first impressions of it all. I want us to check out who is going to be wasting our time just a little bit and who we might be enjoying our time with. All right. So let me go ahead and get the ladies up on the screen. I think we're going to start with the ladies first. Okay. And then we'll tap over into the guys. So let us do just that.
I'm excited to date men who I know are serious about commitment.
I'm most excited about potentially.
Okay.
What I'm looking for in a partner is someone who's fun, makes me laugh, and that we can banter.
Someone who's just looking to travel and learn about me. Goofy, marching to the beat of my own drum. I love to do my own thing.
Coffee shop that's actually a speakeasy. I'm really an if you know, you know kind of girl. But if you know, you know. The door in the back, you can knock 3 times and you never know what you're gonna get.
My dad says is I have a bad picker, so I always pick the wrong guy, and I just want to make sure that I'm picking someone with a good heart, great morals, and a family atmosphere that I can mesh with.
One thing I would not be able to sacrifice or give up for love is my daughter. The other thing is my side of the bed.
My 2 cats and my dog. Like, if he's allergic, he's gonna have to get a shot every month.
It's very subtle. If you feel like in your gut it's not right, or if you feel it's not easy and it's not flowing, and if something feels off, then I would say definitely it might be a red flag.
About Beyonce too much. Like, that's my girl. I think there's a Beyonce analogy or quote or song for everything in life.
I 1000% believe in astrological compatibility. I'm a Sagittarius through and through.
I am a Scorpio. I don't know if I really believe in it. I think I do it more for fun.
Gives me the ick is flip-flops.
Narcissist. They give me the ick.
Something I find super attractive in a partner is just confidence. Coming in, you kind of have like the riz and the swag. I think that is so attractive, and that can make somebody like, that's a 5 to a 10 in my book. If you just own who you are, I think that is the hottest thing you could do.
Very confident. He's not cocky, and he doesn't take himself too serious. I know I need somebody who's a little funny and goofy because I love to laugh. I'm a giggle queen.
A mantra or motto I live by is do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
I will not use Drake for my motto. I will pivot and say that I try to live by be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Cornfields, soybeans, farming.
Ohio means home. I just feel like Ohio people are just great. I don't know. We love sports. We love, like, I don't know. I just love Ohio.
That's funny. I don't know. I just love Ohio. That's just, that's what it is for me. I love that. Okay. We're going to get into a few of the ladies. Let's see who I want to start with first. First, let us start with Miss Amber, darling. Okay. Let's get into Amber. So Amber, she happens to be, let's see. All right, let us go ahead and start with Miss Amber first. Let's get into Amber. All right, so Amber, she's 34 years old. She's a nurse practitioner, and she's also an Aries. All right, now, honey, that is a fire sign. And you know what's real interesting? When I was watching the trailer, or at least the cast introducing themselves, Amber kind of came off as a person that is very, very reserved. And for me, I've never met a reserved Aries in my life. All right. I've met an Aries that I have adored, an Aries that has gotten on my everlasting, and a Aries that is extremely stubborn. Okay. And we had a lot of similarities. I mean, I'm a Leo, so, I get it. All right. Just a little bit. Maybe not much head bump, but maybe just a little bit of a head bump. So it's just really interesting to see Amber kind of, have her fingers crossed in the video. And she's like, one thing I wouldn't be able to give up in a relationship is my daughter and this and that. And it's like, girl, you should never You should never have to choose between your child and a partner, like ever. And actually, it should never be a choice because I'm gonna always choose my kid. Like, excuse me. But anywho, let's get into the about Amber. So, with a 7-year-old daughter at home, Amber is looking for a supportive and loyal man to join their family. It's one thing to travel or do fun things with someone, but that doesn't matter as much as being there for me when I have a horrible day, she says. Amber has always been hardworking and ambitious, obtaining a master's degree while raising a toddler is no small feat, and believes in giving it your best no matter what. She wants to welcome a similarly driven guy into the homey life she's built with her daughter. As long as he doesn't mind which side of the bed he sleeps on, right? If Amber finds a compatible bedfellow who also isn't a slob, she'll happily share domestic talents. I make homemade waffles and syrup on Sunday morning and would love to have a partner to experience that with me. So this is Amber. You know, I'm wondering and interested in knowing if there are any guys that are on the show that have a child. Right. And if they are open to dating other women with kids, you know, a lot of times we'll see where guys are like, oh, well, I want a woman or want to be with somebody that wants to have kids in the future. But are you also open to being with somebody that already has a child, too? I don't know. We shall see. But this is Miss Amber. And you guys, let me know your thoughts on Miss Amber. Okay, super cute. I'm liking the dress. Not crazy about the shoes at all. I'm not going to hold you, ma'am. But we shall see. Okay, so that is Miss Amber. Let us next up I want to get into Ashley. Ashley looks super adorable. I'm loving the dress that she has on. Okay, Ashley might have a little piece of style. So Ashley is 34. She's a claims manager and she is a Virgo. Okay, Miss Girl. She's fiercely loyal, almost to a fault, she says. Ashley always strives to make the people in her life feel supported, but that, she says, is just the Ohio way. Now, is it? Now, see, sometimes people would say it's just the Virgo way, and now we over here saying it's the Ohio way. Okay, so Ashley is incredibly close with her whole family, but her dad is her best friend. As long as I make my parents proud, then I'm proud of myself, she says. When Ashley isn't hard at work, she's playing golf with her family in South Carolina, an annual summer tradition she hopes to share with her future partner. So far, though, all her romances have been a swing and a miss. After 5 years in a toxic relationship, Ashley is aware of her tendency to ignore red flags. However, one she's definitely not willing to overlook is bad hygiene. The Virgo perfectionist, because that is definitely what Virgos give, honey. And I am on the cusp. So I have a little piece of Leo and Virgo, understand, all right? They're saying the Virgo perfectionist in her jumps out when it comes to cleaning. Now, they say cleaning, but I think they mean cleaning. But her Leo cusp, oh, so you're on the cusp as well, might emerge in the pods with her bold, outspoken, and outgoing personality. All right, we might have a little something in common, Miss Ashley, girl, okay? We might be able to be friends. So we'll see, honey. We'll see how you show up on this show. But that's real interesting. I'm wondering, how long has it been since Ashley was in that toxic relationship? So it says after 5 years in a toxic relationship. So I understand she was in that relationship for 5 years, but has it been a year since you guys have broken up? Have you done what you needed to do to, heal and take notice to certain type of red flags? I'm hoping that she notices the red flags right out the gate as they are having simple conversations in the pods. Okay, let us see. And good luck to Miss Ashley. All right, next up, I want us to go ahead and get into Bree. Okay, let us talk about Miss Bree here for a second. She's 34. She's a senior merchant and she's a Leo. Okay, so they go on to say that between her demanding job and new side hustle of flipping investment properties across the country, Bree tends to maximize every minute of her day. She says, I operate at 100 miles an hour and I'm looking for someone to help me mellow out. All right. While a change of pace might be refreshing, that doesn't mean Bree will go the distance with a guy who's not driven. The biggest red flag to her is someone with a lack of direction in life. I know that's right. If he can show up as strong and confident to me, I find that really unattractive, especially when you're in your 30s. Ooh, listen. The fact that she's a Leo, she's a part of this demanding job, and she can go 100 miles per hour. Miss Mama's maybe giving a little piece of control in just a little bit. Okay, I don't know why, but that's what I'm thinking. Just a little bit. I'm not gonna say controlling, but often likes to be in charge, and I think she's got accustomed to that single life for sure. And it's gonna be real interesting to see her dynamic with somebody in the past. But anywho, let's keep going. All right, she goes on to say that if she can overcome her admittedly long list of icks. Sounds about right. Bree hopes to spend the rest of her days with her soulmate, enjoying life's small pleasures, like waking up and having a cup of coffee. I want to do all those simple things in life that I've done alone for so long. Okay, so that is what Miss Bree is giving to the people. So let me know your thoughts. All right, let us go ahead and move on to the next one we have up here, and that is Brittany S. Whenever you see the name and then you see a letter as the last name, is somebody else. Okay, so it seems like they doubled up a few times with this season, but let's get into it. This is Brittany S. She's 37. She's a flight attendant, and she's also a Gemini. So they're saying, not to sound too cavalier, but Brittany is a very gifted dancer. In fact, she's previously danced for the Cleveland Cavs, even bringing home a national championship ring as co-captain of the team. Okay. While she's extremely proud to have been a part of Cleveland's history, she's got her eyes set on the future. Now, she says, I'm looking for the real thing, okay, and the real ring. Born and raised in Ohio, Brittany is excited to introduce a fiance to her crazy family, from whom she gets her silly and goofy sense of humor from. As a Gemini, Brittany says that she has about 8 different personalities. Now, girl, that's crazy. Now, are you sure it's because you're a Gemini, Miss Brittany? Are you sure it's because you're a Gemini that you have 8? Because you done named a specific number. 8 different personalities, she says, but we'll try her best to only bring out 2 in this experiment. One side of her is a total chatterbox, but when she's upset, she has to take space. So don't be surprised if her dates have an intermission. I need a minute to think and then come back to have the conversation. And let me tell you, I don't fault you on that. As many personalities as you do have, Miss Brittany, you know when to put a pin in it, go think on it, and come back, okay? I'm with you on that, because sometimes, you may just be so much of a chatterbox and go off that you may say some things that you may regret at a later time. So I think that is a mature way of doing things in my personal. Others may disagree, and I'm fine with that, all right? But that is Miss Brittany S, okay? Next up, I want us to get into Brittany W. Cute dress, liking the outfit. She's 33. She's a registered nurse, and she's also an Aquarius. Now, they're saying that Brittany has spent the past year becoming whole. I hope that you have, Brittany. We're going to see. After her last relationship, and has taken a vow of celibacy that she plans to keep until her wedding day. Girl, please do. Don't let these folks trick you out your spot on this show, because they will do it. She's a giving person by nature, and her career as a nurse has only strengthened her capacity to care for others. Brittany is proud to say she's paid off her nursing school debt, okay, and is ready to meet someone who is just as hardworking. Ideally, her future partner will be a heavy sleeper, or at least will put up with her habit of hitting snooze. Okay, I thought she was gonna say snoring. Hello. I thought she was going to say put up with her snoring. All right. Goes on to say, I'm not a morning person, and I have to set like 10 alarms. Brittany may have trouble waking up, but one thing she'll never do in a relationship is go to bed angry. All right. Heading into the experiment, her biggest fear is getting to the altar and hearing her partner say no. But if all goes well, she looks forward to riding off into the sunset together, preferably on roller skates. Child, last time we saw some roller skates on this show, it wasn't too well. I mean, it looked like they was having a good day, and then next thing you know, they at the top of the mountain going off on each other and stuff. So, girl, I don't know. We gonna see. We gonna see Miss Brittany W. honey. Good luck to her as an Aquarius. All right, let us go ahead and move on to the next person we have here, and that is Bri. Bri or Bree. Now, I did not see Bri is what I'll say, because the last person with Bree had an I, so I'm going to call her Bri. So I did not see Bri in the clip. Now, I don't know if Brian is going to actually be on the show. You know, one thing about Netflix and Love is Blind, they are great at showing us a bunch of people that's not going to be on the actual show like that for real. So I don't know how much of a main character she's going to be. I'm willing to believe all of the people that we have seen in that clip just may be the primary people that they put in front of us. But let us go ahead and get into Miss Bride, who happens to be the age of 30. She's a commercial real estate agent. I love to hear that because for me, I'm often hearing about real estate agents, which is primarily residential real estate. I don't hear many of commercial real estate agents that are Black, especially Black women. So I love that for her. Shout out to you, girl, because it's a lot of money to be made in commercial real estate. So shout out to her. But let me say this, whoever is writing over here for Netflix.com, y'all need to really get it together. I don't know if you need another system to check your spelling, but you guys have definitely made some errors over here. But anywho, let's get back into it. Miss Bride happens to be an Aries. All right, we have another Aries here. And they're saying that it's been 7 years since Bride was in a relationship. Okay, good for her. I feel like that's a good thing because she ain't out here just picking anybody. However, don't get up in here in these pods and being desperate. You understand? But anywho, they're saying she doesn't even remember the last time she went on a real date. Nobody has been able to make me feel like they can take all of me. Oh, okay then, bride. She says, as she enters her 30s, she is proud of persevering through the challenges. Persevering. She's proud of persevering through the challenges of the last decade. Bride lost her mom, who was incarcerated, right, to cancer, and then dealt with her grandma's death less than a year later. Ooh, I'm so sorry. That's a lot to deal with back to back. And I also wonder if that could have contributed to why she was not in a relationship for the past 7 years, because maybe she's been grieving and maybe people that she's dated may not have been able to handle that. So because I am hearing this part of her story about her mom's passing, her mother was also incarcerated, ended up getting cancer, and she lost her grandmother less than a year later. Like, that's a lot. Because while your mom was incarcerated, I'm sure your grandmother, or my assumption would be that your grandmother, looked after you a lot. And that relationship only got stronger with your grandma is my assumption. So I do wonder, how does she navigate and handle relationships after suffering such significant losses in her life? So I wonder if we're going to see any more of her in the pods and stuff. All right. So they're saying for Bride, keeping herself together in her 20s has been a huge accomplishment. Now she's looking for someone who feels like home, just like cozy Ohio. Her perfect match won't be too sensitive and will accept her tough love language. If I bully you, I really do love you. Now, wait a minute. Now, Bride girl, now, wait a minute. Now, ain't nobody trying to sit up here and be bullied by nobody, girl. Now, what you on? Now, when I hear that, if I bully you, I really love you. Now, what kind of stuff is that? Now, see, I'm going to be honest with y'all. And I had a man say that. We will be like, ex, he can't come. Take him back. Don't bring him here. That might be a little piece of abusive. I don't know. But if I bully you, I really do love you. Please don't ever say that. Please don't ever. I don't know, Bride. When I hear that, girl, I hear that you got a lot to learn. I don't know, girl. Brian, I'm thinking that the reason that you ain't been in a relationship the past 7 years is because you be over here bullying people and they don't be thinking that you really love them now. Hold on. Okay. They go on to say they'll also need to be able to sit through reality TV marathons. That's my favorite thing to do. Sit on my couch, eat fast food, and watch Real Housewives. Okay. Now, I don't know. You might have to find you some other reality shows, okay? Sometimes the men don't always be all in on those type of reality shows, but they may watch some of these gaming shows, okay? But good luck to Miss Bride. Miss Bride, I will say they did not show you in the trailer, but just reading the about section about you, girl, you sound extremely interesting. And I would like to see it on my screen and see who would connect with you and how you guys would navigate this relationship. I would love to see it. Y'all leave your thoughts and comments down below. Next up, we are going to get into, let's see here, Miss Christine. Christine is 31, a speech language pathologist. She's a Scorpio. Okay. when I hear that, Scorpios don't really be playing in my personal. And I have Scorpio in my chart, of course. And it's like, girl, when it's done, it's done. So we going to see. So Christine has a strong feeling that somebody good is waiting for her in the pods. As a mellow, easygoing person who doesn't enjoy being the center of attention, that belief is why she's taken this leap of faith. But Christine has no intention of settling. I know that's right. I don't just want a husband. I want a partner to do life with. I know that's right. I feel like there are two different things, okay? To have a husband and then to have a partner to do life with. Now, some people will say life partner or whatever, and then they'll never get engaged or married or anything like that. But if you want a husband that is a partner to do life with, I feel like, I mean, it's a little different. Some people just say they just want a husband. They just want a ring to feel like, you know what I'm saying? They got it, but you could get those things and not have that thing. That still may not be your part. Anyway, girl, I could go on a whole tangent. But anywho, girl, let's keep going, okay? Right? She says, I'm going 30 years without him, and I'm ready for him now. Now, first of all, y'all be killing me with the I've gone 30 years, girl. Your parents needed to raise you when you was a toddler. Understand? Okay? Your parents had to get you through elementary school. You was trying to be a wife in elementary? Girl, you got to get through junior high and high school, and you over here trying to find your man at that age. Now, some people do. Some people do. I've seen it. I've seen it from where I'm from, where people have found their person in junior high, stayed together through high school and college, and got married. Okay, very possible. But girl, it still wouldn't be 30 years. Okay, you ain't start in elementary school till you about 4, 5, or 6. And you over here talking about 30 years, girl. The least you could say at the age of 30, I've been looking for him for 10 years. When I hit 20, okay, since I graduated college at 21, I've been looking for him for about maybe, 9 years. But when we say 30, y'all be killing me when y'all go all the way back to your born date. That is so insane to me. But anywho, girl, let's keep going, all right? She says to prepare for this moment, Christine has a running list of relationship tips that she's collected over the years. I keep track of all the marriage advice I've received from couples that have been together for a long time. Her favorite, pray for your husband before you even meet him. She's not willing to give up her faith for anyone and would ideally find someone who would attend church with her on Sundays. As a big sports fan, Christine also wants to go to games with her future partner, especially if they'll join her in cheering on her beloved Bengals. All right. So that is what is going on with Miss Christine, honey. Okay, Christine, we gonna see how this plays out for you, girl. Good luck, honey. Let us get into Miss Dynasty. We did get a chance to see Dynasty in the trailer or whatnot. She is 33 years old. She's a senior marketing manager, and she too is an Aries, right? An Aries through and through. Dynasty is an internal optimist, right? While astrological pairings have led her astray before. Oh, that's crazy because some people do rely on that for who their partner is going to be, right? And it may work for some people and it may not for others. But anywho, she says she's willing to let another Leo prove her wrong. Girl, no ma'am. X marks the spot. No, I have to disagree. Abort mission, abort mission, abort mission, abort mission. Okay, maybe Leos and some Capricorns will work. Maybe, possibly. Okay, it's possible just a little bit. But some of these Leo men, girl, are you sure that's what you want as an Aries woman? Whew. I mean, some of y'all people right now that's paired up, that's a Leo paired up with an Aries, y'all over there in support of it. And I'm going to let y'all do y'all thing because, listen, y'all got better experience with me because if it worked out for you, good. Maybe she needs to hear that, okay? But as for me, and actually, yeah, because I dated an Aries and it was terrible. But we did date for like 7 years, honey. A very long periodically time. Very long periodically time. But I'm so glad to be out of that. Extremely toxic. Okay? And then I dated a Leo. And that was better. Leo on Leo action. That was a little better. But, I'm glad. I'm glad where I'm at. I'm glad where I'm at. Just put it like that. I'm glad where I'm at. All right. But anywho, let us go ahead and get back into it. All right. She goes on to say that she is a romantic at heart and known to surprise past boyfriends with thoughtful gifts and experiences. Now, listen, Dynasty girl, you better not be up there giving them more than they're giving you. Hello, you better not be up there giving them more than they're giving you, and that's on P. Now that she's older and the budget is bigger, she's ready to spoil her man. So you can't go into it like that. You need to be ready to get spoiled, not ready to spoil somebody else yet. Okay, you also strike me as a person that be doing too much and you never get the same in return. But anywho, we're gonna keep going. Now, according to her mom, Dynasty has been brave ever since she was a little girl. Her proudest achievement was living in England for over 2 years while she got her master's degree. Travel is a big part of who Dynasty is, so she's looking for that same wanderlust in a partner. Besides exploring the world together, she's most excited about introducing her future husband to self-care, like doing a 12-step skincare routine together after winding down in front of the TV with a cup of tea. That is too funny because I'm like, girl, are you going to find that type of man that's on that type of energy? That's going to be hilarious, okay? Especially as you try to turn that man into that person, okay? Let us go ahead and move on to the next person. The next person we have is Elisa. Elisa is 39 years of age. She appears to be the oldest at this point, right? She is a nurse. She's also a Leo, right? Girl, they love booking the Leos and the Aries. Clearly, they love booking Leos and Aries, those fire signs. I guess they're going to give you what you're looking for on the camera. So they go on to say, to have a shot with Elisa, you better be able to hang with her 2 cats and dogs, okay? She said if he's allergic, he's going to have to get a shot. Okay, they were here first, period. But if you find yourself sniffly for other reasons, Elisa will always be there with your favorite comfort food. She says, I'm an acts of service kind of girl. As a true Leo, she can't help but be the center of attention at times, but she's willing to share the spotlight with someone who can make her laugh. In the past, Elisa has struggled to find men who take her seriously. She says they want to take me home, but not take me home to mama, girl. So it don't matter. So mama take you home to mama and then bring the other one home to mama too. Because mama ain't y'all friend. Mama is whatever the sun is on. Okay. Like, that's most mamas, not all. Okay. My son better not dare. You hear me? But anywho, her own mama tells her she's picky. No flip-flops is a non-negotiable. Okay. She does not like flip-flops. It's like, girl, can he at least wear them in the shower? Okay, can he at least wear them in the shower? Everybody don't want their feet touching the shower floor. Some people like to at least put on shower shoes. Damn. So she goes on, or at least this goes on to say, but Elisa knows her soulmate will be kind and willing to put up with her impatience and backseat driving. I'm just excited about going to the grocery store and cooking together and then sitting down and watching our favorite show. All right then, Miss Elisa. All right, Miss Elisa, girl. We see you. We see you. She is not playing about them 2 cats and dogs. So, girl, that need to be the first question out your mouth. Do you like animals? You don't? Are you allergic? Can't talk. Can't talk. This was cute. Can't talk to you no more. Thank you. All right. You might have to go ahead and get it out in the beginning. But let's go ahead and move on. And let us get to Miss Emma. Let's get to Emma. So it looks like Miss Emma is 28. She appears to be the youngest at this time. Retail merchandising, and she is an Aries, right? So having moved to Ohio for her job, Emma is proud of the community she's created. Through a 200-hour yoga teacher training and the launch of her own food Instagram account, Emma has connected with plenty of new friends. Now she's looking forward to sharing her favorite pastimes like morning yoga and cooking a hearty meal on Sunday nights with a soulmate. Food is my love language, she says. Emma enjoys every part of the meal prep process, including gathering the ingredients. Though her pet peeve is when other shoppers don't put their grocery carts away. While Emma, that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't really be stunned what the people be doing. As long as your cart is not rolling and hitting my car, I don't care what you do with your rolling cart. I hate to say it. That's crazy. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. I don't care about what you do with the cart. For real, for real. While Emma won't sacrifice her independence, she is willing to cede some kitchen counter space, right? To the right guy, especially if he can clean up after her. Whoa. I don't blame her. It's like, I'll cook, but you gonna at least clean it up. I don't blame her. Emma admits when culinary inspiration strikes, I'm a little messy. Okay, so we'll see what kind of guy that you are going to get yourself paired up with, Miss Emma. All right, let us go ahead and move on to the next person, which happens to be Jennifer. Okay, let us get into Jennifer. Now, Jennifer, she's 32. She's a financial professional. and she's a Scorpio. So they're saying, never afraid to be honest. Jennifer is looking for a strong communicator, one who doesn't mind her constant, that's what she said type of jokes. In a relationship with this self-described jokester, there will be plenty of shared laughs, starting with her family's annual tradition of watching National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, right? Jennifer is excited to bring a partner into that fold, especially if they can help with some of her least favorite chores, right? She says, I'm a clean freak, but I'm really bad at folding laundry. In return, that is so funny. In return, Jennifer's sure to give her man his flowers, both literal and figuratively. You really think he wants flowers? As she's all about romantic gestures. Guys deserve to get some flowers too, she says. After some bad experiences, Jennifer is not the biggest fan of Gemini men. I know that's all right. But if she meets one who is thoughtful, loyal, and an adventurous eater, child is crazy. It could be a sign that this Scorpio has found her twin flame. Okay, so good luck to her, girl. I don't know. I think the door is closed. The door is closed to Gemini men. Now, let us go ahead and move on to, let's see. I believe the next person we're going to get into is Jessica. Jessica is 39. She's an infectious disease physician. All right. She's also a Libra. They're saying family is everything to Jessica. Her younger sister is her bestie, and her parents are the ones who encouraged her to join the experiment. Okay. Their one requirement is that her future partner loves Halloween. I have a whole box of wigs at home, she says. While she's ready to commit to a couple's costume, this spooky season fan can get scared when it comes to dating. She says, my biggest fear is vulnerability, she explains. Admitting that I need help or some support can be hard. That's so true. That's true. Okay, anywho, Jessica is looking for someone patient and understanding, even when it comes to the constant one-sided conversations she has with her pets. That's crazy. One-sided conversation. That's what y'all do. That y'all pets. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. Well, not what you want to do, but almost. Anywho, you can talk to your pets if you want to. All right. So Jessica, let us find out that you're more vulnerable with the pets than you are with the BM. But I also feel like they have to create that safe space for you to be vulnerable. So in your defense, you may not have really met that person that makes you feel comfortable enough to be open, right? In my personal. All right. But let's keep going. So she says, I do a lot of things that could get on my partner's nerves. I live alone and I talk to my dogs all day long. All right. Well, they are a person's best friend is what they say. Jessica is proud of how she treats others, but there is one thing she can't abide. I have misophonia, so I will get the ick if you don't chew with your mouth closed. So if that's your bad habit, maybe skip the dinner date. Yikes. Listen, maybe just skip the pod date as a whole. You're going to have to test them out. You're going to have to bring some food up in there. Okay, find out what their favorite food is, bring it up in the pies, and just see how they chewing on their food. Hello? Anywho, best of luck to Miss Jessica. Next up, let us go ahead and get into Kia. So Kia is 31. She's a marketing director, and she too is a Leo. When I tell y'all they love some Leos and Aries, okay? They go on to say that a proud passenger princess who has never had a license. Okay, Kia is looking for someone successful and driven, and not just on the highway. Okay, nothing revs her engine more than a man about his business, especially because she knows how to handle hers. Kia counts among her biggest accomplishments being a guest at Harvard Business School, where she spoke at a conference about the cannabis industry. But it's not all work and no play for Kia. Her family would describe her as goofy and bubbly, and she's looking for a partner that can keep up with her banter. I need someone who is as sarcastic as I am, she says. Listen, maybe this is what the other young lady meant when I believe it was Bri. I believe it was Bri. Maybe this is what Bri meant when she said, if she bullies you, she loves you. Maybe that was her way of saying I'm super sarcastic all the time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what that was. I don't know. Anywho, let's get back to Miss Kia. Kia says he should also be able to keep up with her pace since she recently took up running as a hobby, okay, and is training for a half marathon. Still, Kia knows that perfection is a trap and isn't looking for someone who just looks good on paper. Being imperfect is perfect to me, she says. All right, well, good luck to her, honey. Let's go ahead and move on to Priyanka. All right, let's get into it. She's 34. She's a recruiter, and she's also a Virgo. After building a life from scratch in several major cities, it's no surprise Priyanka's family and friends describe her as a socialite who meet new people easily. Despite her social prowess, Priyanka values her independence and doesn't plan on sacrificing it for love. I'm a firm believer that bringing someone into my life is an added value and doesn't complete me. Priyanka admits that the idea that she could be married in just 7 weeks is scary after spending the last 11 years single. Yeah, you should be scared, girl. Please be scared. But she's hoping to meet someone that she can truly count on, she says. After all, according to her parents, right, finding your person is a numbers game. Oh, wow. Okay. There are 9 billion people in this world and you'll be compatible with so many of them. So it's about choosing. Once she does choose, Priyanka knows a lasting relationship takes hard work, for which she's more than willing to put in the time and effort. If it were easy, life would be boring, she says. All right then, Miss Priyanka, honey. Well, let us go ahead and move on to Miss Roslyn. Roslyn is 31. She's a marketing manager and a Sagittarius. Roslyn is a Sagittarius who likes to take risks. While her family may say she talks too much, damn family, y'all ain't got to do her like that. She's looking for someone who appreciates her animated storytelling. In her free time, she writes fiction, for children's literature to romance novels, and wants a partner she can bounce ideas off of while deep in a draft. Okay, now she's entering the pods in hopes of writing her most personal love story yet, and this one will be nonfiction. Roslyn's parents were high school sweethearts, but her mom set the example of keeping her own hobbies and interests. They do life together, but they also have things as individuals that feed them. That balance is something Roslyn admires, and she is eager to learn about her future partner's passions as well as to share her own. Another thing she must share with the spouse is strong political views. This is the first person so far that I have heard talk about their political views and it being important. And I think that is very important, okay? In my personal. I wouldn't be able to build a foundation if we didn't believe in the same core things. I know that's right, girl. So it's going to be interesting to see how she pulls that information out of that person she's talking to in the pods. All right. Now let us go ahead and move on to the last young lady whose name is Tyler L. Now, when I hear Tyler L, child, we already know there's another Tyler, but we've gone through all of the ladies so far. So that leads me to believe that there is another Tyler, which happens to be a guy. So why did her name need to have an L on the end of it when we could just call her Tyler? Okay. They already different because that's a woman, that's a man. I'm just like, let's keep going. So anywho, Tyler is 33. She's a sales leader and she is a Gemini. Tyler admits that she can be a little delusional, not a little delusional, girl, but it's only because she's powered by an optimistic spirit. Everything in my life that I've done has been a result of me being bold and taking a little bit of risk, she says. A proud girl's girl, Tyler started a nonprofit in college to support other women and was the first in her family to graduate with a bachelor's degree. Now she's looking for someone with a calming energy to balance her. I want a soft place to land, she says, but Tyler knows that she'll have to switch up her tactics to find her forever partner. My biggest struggle dating in Ohio is that I don't be outside. I be in my bed taking a nap. I know that's right, girl. Okay. My hope is that my man is going to knock on my door someday and wake me up. Girl, not the Amazon driver, not the Uber Eats driver coming. And you know what? It could be. It could be an Instacarter that's going to come and knock at the door. Okay, take your breath away. And that may not be the only thing that they do. You may meet them working their side hustle. Meanwhile, they probably own a whole nother business over here doing some other stuff. So you might find you a good person with that, okay? But that is too funny, right? She says if he does come knocking, she's ready to fall crazy in love as long as her future partner doesn't mind how much she talks about Beyonce. Okay, now you will get on my nerves, okay? I think you're going to get on most men's nerves, okay? But hopefully you might meet somebody that talks about Jay-Z just as much as they talk about Beyonce. So it might be a match made in heaven. Either way, honey, good luck, all right? So that is what we have so far when it comes to the ladies, all right? Now it's time for us to go ahead and switch gears, and I want us to check out what these guys over here are talking about, okay?
To find love without distractions.
Someone that allows me to be the best version of myself, that we're able to grow and build a family with.
Friends and family would describe me as a jokester.
Golden retriever type.
I've ever done for someone is handwritten letters on a weekly basis for a long-term relationship.
Surprise flowers. I mean, who doesn't love flowers? Guys, girls, everybody loves flowers.
My biggest fear when it comes to love, I mean, it might sound a little cliche, I guess, but like someone not loving me the same way I love them back.
Someone finding out that maybe I'm just too much.
The one thing I would not be willing to sacrifice for love is someone who's not open to having children in the future.
Be corny, it's gonna be cliche, but happy wife, happy life.
Be patient with your words. Be patient with what you say and what you put out there because you can't take it back.
One thing that I could do that could potentially get on my future partner's nerves is my late night vacuuming. I'm a night owl. I'll do it like 4 in the morning sometimes. My Thursday resets.
I will take a bottle of water out of the refrigerator, take one sip of it, and then put it right back in and start a new one. And I will leave the house full of half-drunk water bottles. Pretty specific, you're like, wow, that's awful. Yeah.
I think I'm a Libra. I guess I'm like a terrible person just being a Libra or something. What did I do? I was just born.
Overly complex coffee orders. Like if your coffee orders like 5 ingredients with different types of nut milk and syrups, I'm a simple man.
Baby voice. Like, what the hell is going on there? Like, what's wrong? Like, what happened to you? Freaks me out. Disturbing.
Not taking accountability for anything. You'll find that out in conversation. If nobody takes accountability for their actions in the past, they're not going to do it in the future.
A woman that is nurturing, caring, and loving.
Independence, and I know that's like sort of cliche, but someone who doesn't need me, it's almost like she just wants me. It's not a dependency, it's more of a team effort.
Shake the dice, get out there, be able to, take chances, take risks.
To me, Ohio means opportunity.
Taking a chance.
Okay. Well, those are the guys, honey. Let us go ahead and let's get into the first one here. Let us go ahead and start off with Alex. Let's get into Alex. He's 31. He's into financial sales and he's a Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Okay, I like Pisces. Pisces can be very nice, sweet, caring individuals. Okay, and all of them probably got like a little piece of. Anywho, child, let's just see. So they're saying that soccer is life for Alex, and now he's learning how to live without the game. Drafted by Minnesota United, the former Division I goalkeeper never expected his time in professional sports to be cut short. You know what, Alex? A lot of guys, feel that way. A lot of guys think they're going to be able to play forever. And it's so interesting because I came across the Instagram post where this guy was like, oh, it's hard to go from this to this. And he was like this really dope football player in college. And then now he's working a corporate job. And a lot of the people think that they're going to be in the pros. Some people think they're going to be in the pros forever. And, life happens. So I think that people should start preparing the folks and they should prepare themselves that, hey, this could end at any moment, okay? That's the reality of life. But either way, here we are. He says, I'm proud of being able to come back mentally after 4 knee surgeries took away my athletic career. 4 of them is crazy. Well, not really, because some people have had more surgeries than that. But how your knees is, Alex, how you are in the cold, what activities can you or can you not do? You know what I'm saying? What problems still occur? I don't know, Alex. You might not be as adventurous, so you might need to get with somebody that want to sit at the house all day, all right, and watch them some Real Housewives. Who knows? But let's keep going, all right? So they go on to say, in the game of love, however, Alex is still hoping to score, especially with a spontaneous woman who will embrace his inner nomad. Okay. Inner nomad, fingers crossed, she'll accept Alex's worst habit, taking a sip of water, but Alex, I can't. Okay, taking a sip from a water bottle in the fridge, putting it back, then grabbing a new one. Now, first of all, that's crazy, but I feel like Alex may live by himself. Alex, let me not find out you have a roommate, but you must be living by yourself. And since you're the only mouth that's on there, maybe it makes sense that you would take a sip of it, put it back in there, and then go get another one. For whatever reason, that is a habit that I think that you need to break. I think any woman would get annoyed by that, especially when you have the audacity to not only drink from the water bottle, put it back, but then to leave random water bottles all around the damn house, that's going to be a problem. You need to break that habit immediately. And as you're on this show, I don't want to see no empty as water bottles all over the place. Alex, you better get it together first while you in them pods, honey. So anywho, they go on to say a couple of arguments have happened because of that. In return, Alex promises to be his partner's constant, no matter where they choose to lay down roots. I'm a rock, he says. I've been through a lot and can be strong when the chips are down. You know, Alex, I do think that you're problematic right out the gate. That's my personal, okay? I don't think you're an overall bad guy as a Pisces, but I'm wondering how long ago was it that your career ended as you being a soccer player? And I think that in your head, you're still likely adjusting to your new reality and your new normal. And yeah, you being an inner nomad to me kind of makes me think that you might have a little piece of depression. You might have a little piece of depression, and a little bit of it gives that you might be too much for somebody to handle at this moment. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I just need to know more about that. I feel like we might see Alex on the show. We shall see. I mean, of course he's going to be on the show, but I don't know how far he's going to get into the show. But y'all let me know what y'all think about Alex, because I don't know if this is it, Alex. I don't know, Alex. I don't know, honey, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep going, all right? Next up, let us go ahead and get to Alex L, all right? Alex L is 33. He's an assistant controller, and he's the Libra, all right? Now, this lovable smartass, as they call it, has yet to find his match in the Ohio dating scene. He says, I don't listen to country music, and I'm not religious. So that cuts out about 60% of the population. I'm screaming, all right? Alex says, after 5 years of the single life, he's hopeful that the other 40% is waiting in the pods, but Alex will be keeping his ears open for his ultimate ick, a baby voice. It freaks him out. A lot of women like to do that. When they get on the phone with these men, it's like, hi, how you doing? Hey, yeah, no, I'm not doing anything. I'm just going over here to the store. Like, y'all be doing that, and they don't be want to hear that shit all the time, okay? Like, and you know what, Alex? I'm glad it gives you the ick. I'm glad that it freaks you out. I'm glad that you hate that. I feel like most of y'all men that may be turned on by a baby voice, I'm concerned about you. I'm going to let you know I'm concerned about you. If you turned on by a voice like that, y'all don't find it suspicious? Let's keep going, okay? So he says, that's 6 months of trouble. Just stay away. 6 months of trouble? What does that mean? It freaks me out that 6 months of trouble, stay away. What does that mean? 6 months of trouble? I feel like that means something. That means something. Interesting. And so, I mean, when I hear 6 months of trouble, I wonder if a lot of the girls that you've dated haven't made it past the 6 month mark. Because like, what, 6 months of trouble? Like, anywho. Instead, Alex wants to meet a partner who's completely comfortable in their skin and doesn't expect him to change to meet their expectations. But be warned, if you don't get along with my friends, it's not going to work out. Bonus points if she's down for yoga, okay. And if she golfs, well, that might earn her a different kind of gold cup. Now, listen, there is another young lady that is into yoga, and I think that she may be into golf, or maybe that's two different ladies that do yoga and the other one may do golf. But okay, interesting to see if he may match up with one of those ladies. But let me tell you something, Alex, you got to go. All right. As much as I do like the fact that you are not a person that likes baby voices, I can appreciate it. But at the same time, if she's not cool with your friends, then it won't work out. That means that you're going to put your friends before her. And I don't know too many women that's going to want your friends to come before them. Hello? And I don't know too many women that's going to want your friends all up in y'all's business. So if that's the case, Alex, yeah, this right here just might not work. Okay? With those ladies, we shall see. Let's move on, okay? I want to go ahead and get on to the next person, and that person happens to be Brennan. Now, Brennan, I'm going to tell you right out the gate, okay? I'm liking the attire for the most part, but the mustache is killing me softly. I do not like when y'all have these simple mustaches. It makes me think of a particular character in history, and some of you guys may know exactly who I'm thinking about. And I cringe. And then it looks like you got the side part on the side. It's something about it. Ooh, and I hate to see it. But we're going to go ahead and just get into Brennan, who's 30 years old. He's an account and finance manager, and he too is a Libra. Brennan has a simple motto in life: do hard things. Whether it's a marathon training or finding a soulmate through a wall, he doesn't shrink away from a challenge. In recent years, Brennan has put in the work to become the most emotionally available version of himself. So that means that you've had problems with being emotionally available to women. Brennan, I feel like you still not emotionally available. I do. I don't know why. The fact that you needed to let us know that makes me think that you are not. You're not. You're not. You may think that you've made progress, but I don't think that you quite have, but we shall see. All right. In recent years, or shall I say, learning how to manage my feelings and express them to a partner is what I'm proudest of. All right. Don't believe them? Well, they say Brennan once wrote letters by hand to an ex-girlfriend on a weekly basis. He's bringing the same dedication and mindfulness to the pause, where he hopes to meet a woman he wants to start a family with. As for the qualities his future children will inherit from their mother, kindness is the top of mind. I want to meet someone who's soft-spoken, caring, and thoughtful, whether they're with me or a stranger in a coffee shop. Soft-spoken, what does that mean? What do you mean soft-spoken? How soft-spoken do you want her to be? How do you know they're going to get kindness from their mom? Why would they not get kindness from you? Okay? Soft-spoken, interesting. A person that's not emotionally available, but now you're emotionally available. You're very proud of yourself for learning how to manage your feelings and express them and communicate them to your partner. And I think those are good things, but also you just strike me as well, Brennan, on top of the mustache. It's often about how I feel and less about how you feel. Okay? So just get in there, fall in line, and do what I say do. I'm telling y'all, the mustache gives it away. It's giving all of that. Okay? Brennan trying to be in charge of the girls, specifically his. Okay? And I don't know how I like that. And I don't know how she gonna like that either. But good luck. Let us keep going, because now I want to get into Chris. Chris seemed to be very sweet based on us seeing him in the trailer. He seems like a sweetheart, but IDK. He's 33. He's an account executive, and he's a Pisces, right? Whether he's crushing an Ironman triathlon or dominating his opponent on the jiu-jitsu mat, Chris likes to work up a sweat. This military veteran is looking for someone to match his pace on the treadmill and his positive outlook on life. My best habit is being overly optimistic about any situation. That's why Chris truly believes his soulmate is out there and waiting to be discovered in the pods. After his most recent relationship came to an end after 6 years, Chris is still searching for a lasting connection with the emotionally intelligent woman of his dreams. Are you really ready for this, Chris? Or are you just trying to fill a void? What's going on? If all goes according to plan, Chris's two pets, an adopted stray cat named Chalupa and his dog Cookie, will have a new mom in no time, as long as she can put up with his habit of singing to them every morning. Okay, Chris, we shall see. I don't think you're going to be able to match well with the other young lady that said if you don't like cats and dogs or whatever, you got to get a allergy shot or whatnot. And the reason I don't think you guys will match is because I don't think that you're quite tall enough for her. And that's no disrespect to the height. I just don't think she will go for it, but good luck. All right. Let us go ahead and move on. I want us to get into Connor. All right. Let us go ahead and tap into Connor. 32. He's an account management. He's a Pisces as well. They love Pisces, don't they? Fancy a trip to Grandpa's cheese barn. Well, then Connor might be the guy for you. It's exactly how it sounds. Connor says about his family's summer tradition to visit the iconic Ohio establishment. All he needs is a ride or die partner by his side, and hopefully with a lactate in hand. One day he plans to bring his own kids along, as starting a family is top priority for Connor. I know I'm going to be a good father. I want little me's running around and to teach them soccer. Heading into the experiment, Connor is keeping his mom's advice to listen first top of mind. Okay, Connor, you already hard-headed. Let me say how I know your mama not wrong. It's because why is you going to the cheese barn if you lactose intolerant is what it sounds like. And why your family even taking you down there? So you don't listen. You don't listen to your body. So I know you ain't finna listen to anybody else. Hello, let's keep going. Sometimes I ramble a lot, so if she's too nice to shut me up, I'll just keep talking. Thankfully, he'll have plenty of time to chat in the pods where he's seeking a woman who makes him feel secure in the relationship and confident about their future together. All right, so that is what Connor had to say, child. Connor, you finna be a mess, honey. But let's go ahead and keep going as we get into Devo. Is it Devo or Devo? I feel like Devo sounds better. Anywho, he's 32. He's a loan officer and he's a Sagittarius. Ugh. On the rebound after his last relationship, Devo is going full court press to find his dream teammate for life. Don't be shocked by sports metaphor here or there, because Devo spends most of his time watching and talking about basketball, football, or really whatever else is on. If his future partner is willing to put up with his game day obsession, then Devo will cheer her on from the sidelines for life. I don't want you to give up your dreams and your passions. I want to be able to support you. This marriage-minded guy is done dating just to date. He's searching for a goal-driven woman who's prepared to fully commit and build a loving family. But he won't seek a second date with someone whose communication skills aren't up to his standards. I'm not a mind reader, so when I have to guess what's going on or what you're thinking, that gives me the ick. Oh, wow. All right. Well, that's Devil, guys. That's Devil. Let us keep going. All right. Let us get into Haramel. Haramel is 36. I hope I'm saying his name right. He's an ER doctor and he's a Virgo. As an ER doctor, Haramel knows how precious life can be, and now he's searching for someone to spend the rest of his with. My job and my life have a deep purpose, so it's hard to find time to date, he says. But don't let the degrees fool you. Haramel isn't invested in labels. I've gone to college, I'm a doctor, I'm a professor, but that's not who I am. Outside of work, Haramel loves to do little romantic things for his friends. For his friends? You like to do romantic things for your friends? Is you cool? Go to the dog park with his beloved husky, Bronny, and listen to 6 hours of music every day. After 3 years of protecting his space and heart, he's now ready to push past his fears to find a partner who loves him unconditionally. Sometimes I wonder if I'm going to end up being too much for somebody once they figure out how much I care. Well, that's very, very interesting. You caring a little too damn much that you over here doing romantic stuff for your friends. Like, what is that about? Let's keep going. Okay, let's get to Jordan. All right, Jordan is 34. He's an account executive and he's also a Pisces. Known as the life of the party by friends and family, Jordan stays laughing through life, but he's never been more serious about finding a partner after 9 years of being single. I've been through heartbreak before, and that's when you start to put up walls. Okay, so you've been putting up walls for 9 years. Is you ready? For the right person, Jordan will open up to develop a pure connection with someone who shares his values and sense of humor. Growing up surrounded by his large, close-knit family, Jordan would love to share his favorite traditions with his future wife, including competitive card games at Thanksgiving and walks with his 6-year-old dog, Bo. If you don't like dogs, sorry, he was here first. Okay, you sound like somebody else we know. Jordan warns to any potential suitor, adding that he brought a photo album of the pup into the pies for when he gets lonely. Okay, I guess. But Jordan, what kind of games y'all be playing over there for Thanksgiving? Y'all be playing spades? What's competitive? Because if it's not spades or Uno, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, let me know y'all thoughts on that, all right? Let us go ahead and move on as we get to Kevin. It's either Kevin or Kevon. Let us go ahead and get into him. He's 32. He's a realtor and he's also a Scorpio. Kevon has been waiting for that sweep you off your feet moment, but his have stayed But he stayed firmly planted on the ground. After 2 years of being single, this energetic go-getter is embracing his motto to just shake the dice, to take a chance on love. I'm most excited about finally meeting my best friend, he says. Kevon has recently been on a journey to focus on his health and start his real estate career. And the last piece of the puzzle is having a lovely lady by his side. While he cherishes his group of guy friends, Back home, Kevon is sick of dragging them on trips or out to sporting events. Being able to have someone to travel with and tag along would be just amazing, he says. Sure, Kevon can be a know-it-all at times, but he hopes he'll be able to laugh about it with his future partner. We shall see, honey. You being a know-it-all, then you dragging your friends out. Are your friends single? Are they single or do they got partners? Why you keep dragging them up out the house, honey? Let us know. All right. So next up, let us go ahead and get into Kevin. So we have a Kevon and we have a Kevin. I'm not even sure if they're both Kevin. Girl, ain't no telling. But let's get into this guy. He's 35, certified public accountant, and he's a Taurus. All right. The first Taurus we got up here. Morning person doesn't even begin to describe Kevin. By 5 a.m., this self-described golden retriever is fueling up with a cup of black coffee served with an extra shot of espresso before heading out the door. If you can keep up, then Kevin might be the guy for you, especially if you're a passionate person. I don't care what it's about, but I like someone who brings their best self to whatever they do, he says. For Kevin, that looks like working with a local nonprofit raising money for cancer research. Okay, Kevin, I feel like that's a little cap, but we shall see. All right. Every year, Kevin participates in the annual bike ride fundraiser after losing his father to the disease. Okay, Kevin, now I believe you. I'm so sorry. Okay, sorry about your loss. While he hasn't found his soulmate yet, Kevin is confident that his fellow Ohioans will deliver. People think Ohio is boring, but it's not just a flyover state, he says. It has a vibrant art scene, awesome sports team, and amazing people. All right. So this is what Kevin has to say. So good luck to Kevin, all right, as we go ahead and move on to Miguel. Miguel is 32. He's a software engineer, and he's a Taurus. Born in Puerto Rico, Miguel is proud to have built a life in the U.S. after landing a basketball scholarship and then a job in Cincinnati. I'll be honest, Miguel, I am worried about you based on the climate of where we are in America today. All right. Go on to say dating stateside, however, has been less successful. This pro bodybuilder easily sparks attention, but his trouble maintaining a flame with a serious and selfless partner. Love is a commitment. Through health and sickness, wealth and poverty, he says, there's no backing out when it comes to marriage. After ending a 4-year relationship, he's found the local scene to be far too insular to make a match, right? Insular to make a match. Instead, Miguel drives hours out of his way for a dinner date, but won't waste his time if the vibe isn't right. Within 5 seconds of meeting someone, I know if I'm attracted to them or not. If he does find the one in the past, Miguel can't wait to introduce them to his family, who loves to celebrate New Year's Eve together. Will he ring in 2027 as a married man? That'll be very interesting, because something about him, I don't know. You give that you hard on folks. I don't know. It's somebody. I don't know. I'm not getting a good vibe off you. I'm not getting a good vibe. You ended the 4-year relationship, but you don't want to, meet nobody in the city, but you will drive how many hours away for a date? Try go away from me with this. I don't know about you, honey. It's giving you on this show to waste people's time. Let's go ahead and move on from Miguel, please. Let us get to Mike. All right. Mike, 30 years old, a sales manager, and he's a Taurus. Now, 7 months ago, Mike left New Jersey behind to seek new opportunities in Cleveland. I'm fresh to Ohio, he says. I'm proud of myself for moving somewhere that I don't know anyone. Dating in the heartland, however, hasn't exactly done wonders for his heart. Michael typically meets women out at bars or on the apps, which he admits plays into his worst habits. He says, I focus too much on the physical and I tend to be picky. Keep this in mind. Keep this in mind, okay? He says, noting that dark hair and a beautiful smile typically grabs his attention. All right, I feel like that's a first. Usually I'm hearing blonde hair and blue eyes, but now I'm hearing dark hair and a beautiful smile. Okay. While Michael was too immature to marry in the past, he's been working on himself and his communication skills to make the most out of the experiment. Mike, so you're only working on your communication skills to be good in this experiment? I don't know, Mike. You giving problematic too. What hasn't changed is his love language, which is giving gifts. All he asks in return is for a loyal and genuine connection with a woman who won't mind a sink full of dirty dishes or his habit of biting his nails. Oh, hell no. Yeah, biting the nails would be annoying as I don't know what. But okay, right? Let's get into Parker, right? Parker is a 29-year-old, a business owner, and also a Sagittarius. Parker is ready to meet the love of his life after taking time to meaningfully reflect on how he shows up in relationships. In the past, he admittedly struggled with an anxious attachment style after learning what the heck that was, but is now happy, complete, and secure. Parker is a dad to a rambunctious 1-year-old Bernese Mountain Dog and appreciates a woman who can match their energy. However, as the owner of an automotive company, he rarely gets a moment to himself, so excuse him if he's not the life of the party. I'm not always an extrovert. Sometimes my inner introvert takes over and I want to spend the whole weekend inside. Ideally, by next summer, he'll have a wife to join his family's Sunday cookouts at his parents' house. All right, so that there is Parker. Let us get into Steven, who's 32. He's into finance, and he also is a Sagittarius. Before even entering the pause, Steven has been dating with the love is blind mindset. The best relationships I've had have been based on personality first and looks were secondary, he says. After nearly a year of being single, Steven wants to lock down a highly social and optimistic partner with a deep appreciation for family. Save the sibling drama, because Steven's biggest ick is someone who speaks badly about their brother or sister. That and discovering the girl he's dating has an OnlyFans account. While Steven has never been laser focused on his studies, he's very in touch with his artistic side. In his spare time, Steven enjoys painting and glass blowing, a hobby he picked up during COVID after an apprenticeship. Perhaps this budding artist will find his muse on the other side of the pods. We shall see. But you dating somebody with an OnlyFans account is crazy because it ain't that many people that got OnlyFans accounts like that. Like, I don't know. Anywho, let's keep going. Let's get to Tyler. All right. Because this is Tyler H. Unlike Tyler L. See how completely different they look? From the girl to the guy. Did we really need to put the dots on the last name? Anywho. Let's keep going. Tyler is 32. He's a management consultant and he's also a Capricorn. All right. Rather than look for someone, and matter of fact, this is also the guy that be over there vacuuming in the wee hours of the morning. Rather than look for someone to grow old with, Tyler is searching for someone who makes him feel forever young. You can go to the music festivals at 70 if you want. No one is stopping you, he says. On Tyler's bucket list, crisscrossing the globe, he's already been to 18 countries so far. So his future partner better have a passport. His wanderlust is a part of the reason he hasn't already found a mate in his hometown. Nobody wants to leave Ohio. A lot of people are pretty locked in. Should Tyler find his forever travel buddy, he's prepared to deliver in the romance department. They're saying romance to me is saving all their little details in my phone, like their Chipotle order or how they like their coffee, which is interesting because another guy was saying, I'm a simple guy. The other guy, he was like, I'm a simple guy. I don't want to have to deal with this complicated coffee order that you have. And it's like, okay, I'm with you, Tyler. Just put the order in the doggone phone. All right, save the order. Okay, Starbucks has an app now. Whatever coffee shop likely has an app now. Just save that specialty order in your phone and just place the order before you get there. Like, come on now. Anywho, be forward thinking. I can't remember which guy said that, but now I got my good side eye on you. Now, in return, he only asks that she remember his favorite beverage, which is chocolate milk, and won't mind his habit of late night vacuuming. Sometimes I do it at 4 a.m, and sometimes you're going to be kicked the hell out at 4 a.m. Is you cool? All right, y'all can't be bringing these single habits into these couple situations. Understand? All right, but let us go ahead and let's get down to our last guy, which happens to be Victor. Victor is 34. He's a professor and he's also a Virgo. Victor already strikes me as a Mr. Know-it-all. Victor was the one that was saying, be mindful with your words because you can't take them back. And although it's giving grown manish, you also give know-it-all too. But at 6'3" with a PhD, Victor makes quite an impression. But women tend to miss what's on the inside. People I've dated have seen me as Superman, and that makes it hard to open up. Is that right? Or do you put yourself out there as Superman? Right? You probably do that. You overdo it. You're trying to compensate for something, so you overdo it. That's what's going on. My biggest fear is being vulnerable and getting hurt. That shouldn't be a fear. That's like, I mean, that's what it is. Like, You got to be vulnerable to get to a partner. So if you're saying that your biggest fear is being vulnerable and then getting hurt, you're not a risk taker in my personal, and you're not out here really trying to have a genuine connection. That is the risk that comes with love and seeking out love. Like, why? Okay, I feel like he's on the show to play in people's face already. I'm sorry. So goes on to say, originally from Brooklyn and a newcomer to Columbus, Victor is holding out hope for a partner who values the transparency, consistency, and overall security he can offer in a relationship. But it sounds like you have a problem with people believing that you're Superman. So are you trying to offer security or you're not? Anywho, let's keep going now. He knows good things come to those who wait. He says, I'm a slow burn, and that's going to be a slow problem, okay? Maybe a fast one. Victor says, I'm like, this is not Love Island, sir. He says, I'm not a golden retriever. I'm a Doberman. We just have to take our time and pace ourselves. Of course, the experiment could fast track him to the altar, but if Victor meets a woman with a strong sense of purpose and even stronger connection to God, he's more than ready to commit. Okay, now that is what Victor had to say, and that is our last guy. All right, you all, it's time for you to hop in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling about the new season. Out of these few men and women, who are you liking? Who are you not liking so much? You know, I should have really done what I did with Love Island, which is like do like a matchmaker thing, and you know, kind of like predict who I think would end up together versus who probably would not end up with each other. Okay, but then that's also kind of difficult to do, considering the fact that a lot of these people we see aren't going to be the final few that's going to remain on the show for a good period of time. But either way, leave your thoughts and comments down below. That's all that I have for you guys at this time. I am JamiThatsMe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters. I'm silent. Nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification. Them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM. And the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATL. Got them trying to clone me like ages. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man? They say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film. I can feel it pull